Ah, it's a beautiful morning. Alright, so here I am. It's me, the Governator. Oh, figured I would take a little ride since it's so nice out. Oh, probably gonna be a short video, hopefully. Just because I really don't have much of a topic other than this shit that I did in my previous video to my exhaust and kind of the sound. Just talk about that for a little second, and then talk about your suspension, or my suspension, and how much of a difference it makes to have it set up for you. Anyway, doggies. Ooh. I don't know where this road goes, so bear with me. But anyway, I don't know if you'll be able to notice just from my first vlog, especially with the mic being inside my helmet. But I kind of wanted to elaborate. If you watched my previous video, you saw that I basically hacked my stock exhaust down to about 8 inches. And I didn't think it was going to make that big of a difference in the sound, but it actually does make a pretty good difference when you're riding. I notice it's deeper. The sound is a lot, well, not a lot, but it's a good bit deeper. And whenever I let off the throttle, you get like a cool little, like a back pressure sound, and almost like a little pop. It's kind of cool. It's not, I'm sure it's not gonna be noticeable in the with the mic being in my helmet. Even if it wasn't in my helmet, it's probably not noticeable because the cameras don't really pick up the sound that good with such a loud ambient sound, I guess you could call it. But I notice it when I'm riding. It kind of sounds a lot cooler. I'm still planning on getting a slip-on, probably a Two Brothers, because I've been seeing them for pretty cheap, and I think that from the video I like the way that they sound. So the route that I'm going to take, I just cut this just because I was bored more than anything, but it does sound a little bit more interesting than it did before. You can actually hear the sound of the exhaust instead of just the sound of the engine. So if that's all you're really looking for, is just to get a little teensy bit of exhaust sound, then maybe you could do that. I don't know if it degrades the performance or whatever, but these things already have plenty of performance for the street, so I'm not really terribly worried about that. I do plan on still getting the route that I'm gonna take, hopefully, is that I'm gonna get a mid pipe. You can see it's a good bit shorter. It used to stick out to about here, and I cut it. They just kind of reassembled it. So it does sound a little bit different. Anyways, the route that I'm gonna take for my exhaust, I find the mid pipes for about 130 bucks, give or take. I don't know where the fuck I'm at. I'm just riding. But so I can find the mid pipe for about 130 bucks to get rid of my cat. And the slip-ons are anywhere from $250 pretty much on up to whatever you want to spend. And I don't want to spend a terrible amount because I'm not after performance. I'm after looks and sound, and lastly performance. But kind of debating on whether I should get the power commander before I get the mid pipe and everything else, or after. So I mean, if you have any input on that, feel free to hit me up in the comments or on Twitter. Let me know what you think I should do first, because I definitely don't think I'm gonna buy it all at the same time. It's just, that's a lot of money to me. Like $300 for a power commander, if not more, and then another probably $4 to $5 on the rest of the exhaust components. So like $800 is a pretty good bit of money to me to just drop all at once. So I'm gonna spread it out, help ease that burden to my pocket. But if you have an idea of what you think I should get first, let me know, and make sure you let me know why. So that'll probably be the route that I take with the exhaust, but for now it sounds a little bit more interesting than it did before. So if you watch my previous video, you'll see what I did. I mean, I don't really do it, but I explained what I did, and it does sound a little bit better to me. And it looks better, in my opinion. But another thing that I kind of talked about just for maybe a millisecond in my last video, I was like, yeah, I'm out here setting up my suspension, and here's how you chop your exhaust in half. But the suspension is actually been, I thought that the levers, changing my levers, my clutch and brake levers to shorties was going to be the best thing that ever happened to my bike. And come to find out, setting up my suspension for my weight has been, slow down. Let me get through these curves and then I'll finish talking. Alright, that's good enough. Fun, man. Fun! Fun! Motorcycles are fun! Yeah. So, if you haven't set it, like, say you're rocking, you got a used bike and you're just running the suspension how you got it, or if you got a new bike, which is pretty much what I did, I was rocking the stock settings on the suspension, and I didn't realize how bad it was compared to whenever you set it up for you. And it is fucking amazing how much of a difference it made just to set up some simple set the suspension. And it's not hard to do. You need what, a flathead screwdriver, a 12mm socket, a 14mm socket, and the toolkit that comes with your bike being a few Allen wrenches. And get on YouTube and check out Dave Moss. He's like a fucking, apparently he's a suspension guru. To the right. Let's go see what's over here. But he makes it real understandable. Nice. Yeah. This road is so nice, man. I can't believe I've never been down here. I don't know where it goes. But anyway, if you watch Dave Boss's videos, he'll kind of show you how to do it. And whenever I did it the way he said to do it, and everything is, as far as I can tell, how it should be, with the correct amount of sag and the right rebound and damping or whatever, it's so much different, man. So much different. And I mean, if I could take this bike and clone it and put the settings back to the stock settings, and it would feel like you were riding a bike that was about 50 pounds heavier before I set up the suspension. That's how much of a difference it made, man. Oh, it used to feel like you kind of had to push it through the turns, and it was just a little sluggish, and like you had to really to get it to tip over. And now it's like it feels amazing, and it's so it gives me so much more confidence going through corners and stuff. And I still don't, I'm not gonna try and get a fucking knee down or anything by any means. I'm not nowhere near that skill level yet. Man, this road is fucking excellent. I've never even been here. Such a cool road. But it does give me a shit ton of a better feeling going through the corners than it did before, when it was all stock. And it's just amazing how much of a difference it made. And before, I don't know if you can tell now, before I set it for my weight and everything, it was kind of, when I would be going about this fast, let's say 45, 50, when I would let go of the handlebars, when I'd let off the throttle, the fucking bars would just start to shake. And it wasn't like terrible, it wasn't like speed wobble or tank slapper by any means, but it was still like, it wasn't right. Man, this road is fucking amazing. I've never been here. But I got a little bit there, but I don't know why. Probably just something in the road made me fuck up. But it seems like for the most part it stopped doing that. Let's go left. Oh shit, gravels. I don't know, this road looks kind of fucking dingy. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna try it out. Okay. Never been down here either. I guess I'll go slow in light of what nearly fucking happened in my last in the video where I was riding down the roads that I didn't know and I hit some fucking gravels. That shit was scary. But if you don't have your suspension set up, man, if you can't figure out how to do it yourself, I would definitely spend whatever it takes. At least it's at least worth a couple $100. I would spend $200 to get the bike from what it had before to where it is now if I didn't know how to do it myself. That's how amazing it is. These people are fishing. Oh, fuck you guys then. Don't wave. I don't care. Fat anyway. Oh, just kidding, man. I'm not that mean, I don't think. But I would definitely spend the money if I didn't, if you're for some reason you don't feel comfortable setting it up yourself, bring it somewhere that can do that, and bring all your gear and get them to set up for your weight with the gear that you wear. And it makes so much of a difference. It's fucking unreal. So that's kind of the two things I wanted to talk about. The little exhaust that I cut, my stock exhaust. I just want to kind of touch on that and give you a little example of the sound. I don't know if you can hear it. Fuck that, I'm turning around right here because this road is getting worse and worse. So, and then the suspension, man, if you've never set up your suspension, you're really missing out. You might think like, oh, it can't be that big of a deal. You know, I ride only on the street, I don't push it very hard, but it really is fucking amazing. Like, this thing feels so much more flexible and lighter, and just it feels like I'm getting the right amount of feedback to the bars when I'm going through a corner or going over rough roads. It just feels right, man. So that's just kind of what I felt like talking about today while I ride. So past these fat asses again. Just kidding, they might not be that fat. Alright, peace out, homie. Try to do a quick burnout right there.